I am Shoma Bantopadhyay, Assistant Professor of Computer Science and Engineering Department of MCKV Institute of Engineering. Today, I shall discuss about some variations of Turing machine. In last class, we have already discussed three types of Turing machine. One is stay option Turing machine, another is multi-track Turing machine, and another is semi-infinite tape Turing machine. Today, I shall discuss about the offline Turing machine, multi-tape Turing machine, multi-dimensional Turing machine, and non-deterministic Turing machine. We have already discussed about the standard Turing machine in last class. So we have defined the standard Turing machine as there is an infinite tape, then read-write head, which can move either left or right, and it was a deterministic one. Now I shall discuss about the I shall discuss about the offline Turing machine first. So if we put the input file back into our picture, the picture of the Turing machine will be like this. So this is our input file and this is our tape and this is the read-write head. So in such a machine, each move is governed by the internal state, which is currently read from the input file, what is seen by the read-write head. So these can be considered as the offline Turing machine. So this is basically the schematic representation of the offline Turing machine. Now we shall discuss why the class of offline Turing machine is equivalent to the class of standard Turing machine. First, the behavior of any standard Turing machine can be simulated by some offline model. All that needs to be done by the simulating machine is to copy the input from the input file to the tape. So it needs to copy the input from the input file. So it may copy ABC from the input file to the tape head to the tape. So it is the tape. So it can be copied from here to here. Then it can proceed in the same way as the standard Turing machine can perform. The simulation of an offline machine M by a standard Turing machine MCAP requires a lengthier description. So a standard machine can simulate the computation of an offline machine by using the 4-track arrangement, as it can be shown like this. So this is the 4-track arrangement of the standard Turing machine. So it can be simulated by the standard Turing machine if 4-track arrangement is done. So a standard Turing machine can simulate the computation of an offline machine by using this 4-track arrangement where the input file is ABCD. This is the input file and this denotes the head position, this denotes the tip, and this also denotes the head position. So the basically with this the representation, each of the 4 tracks of MCAP plays a specific role in the simulation. First track has the input, the second marks the position at which the input is read, the third represents the tape of M, and the fourth shows the position of M's read-write head. The simulation of each move of M requires a number of moves of MCAP, starting from some standard position, say the left end, and with the relevant information marked by special end markers. So these are the special end markers. So if it is the standard Turing machine, this can be the input file of the offline machine and this is the tape of the Turing machine. So it will, how the offline Turing machine will perform? It will copy the input file to the tape, then it do computations as in case of the Turing machine. Similarly, it will do the computation. So the standard Turing machine simulate the offline Turing machine like this. Use a standard Turing machine with 4 tape track where the offline input to keep the track of the offline input file and the tape contents. Now, how the simulation will be done? The simulation of each move of M requires a number of moves of M cap, starting from some standard position, say the left 10, and with the relevant information marked by special N markers. M searches track 2 to locate the position at which the input file of M is read. The symbol found in the corresponding cell on track 1 is remembered by putting the control of M into a state chosen for this purpose. Next, track 4 is searched for the position of the read-write head of M. With the remembered input and the symbol on track 3, we now know that M is to do. This information is again remembered by MCAP with an appropriate internal state. Next, all 4 tracks of MCAP step are modified to reflect the move of M. Finally, the read-write head of MCAP returns to the standard position for the simulation of the next move. So, in this case, where the head position is, that will be denoted as 1 and rest will be denoted as 0. This is basically the reference point. So repeat for each state transition, the return to the reference point, find the current input file symbol, find the current symbol, and after that make the transition. Offline Turing machine have the same power as the standard Turing machines. Then we shall discuss about the multi-tape Turing machine. A multi-tape Turing machine is a Turing machine with several tapes, each with its own independently controlled read-write head. So here there is 2 tapes. One is tape 1 and another is tape 2. So this has a separate tape head. This also has a separate tape head. The formal definition of a multi-tape Turing machine is as like this. So basically the transition function we have defined here. The other formal definition is same as the standard Turing machine. The transition rule can be applied only if the machine is in state Q0. So in this case, if we consider the machine is in Q1 state, not in Q0, if we consider the state for Q1 state and this is in Q2 state. At time 1 it is in Q1 state, at time 2 it is in Q2 state. So now in case of tape 1, the position for time 1 is at B position. In case of tape 2, the position at Q1 that is in F position. So it will read at Q1 state BF. B for tape 1 and F for tape 2. Then after reading this, after reading B, it will write G here and move left. Similarly, after reading F, it will write G here and move right. So it will be indicated like this. Okay. So the symbol on the first step will then be replaced by G. Similarly, the symbol of the second tape will be replaced by D. And in the first case, it will move left, the tape head will move left, and in the second case, the tape head will move right. To show the equivalence between the multi-tape and standard Turing machine, we argue that any given multi-tape Turing machine M can be simulated by a standard Turing machine MCAP, and conversely that any standard Turing machine can be simulated by a multi-step one. The second part of these claims need no elaboration, since we can always elect to run a multi-step machine with only one of its step doing useful work. So now consider, for example, the two-step machine in the configuration as depicted in our figure. Okay, so now this is the step 1 and this is basically step 2. The representation of a multi-step machine by a single step machine is similar to that used in the simulation of an offline Turing machine. So here the first track represents, in this case, the first track that contains that represents the contents of step 1. The non-blank part of the second track has all zeros except for a single one marking the position of M's head. So its position is the head position. So there is the tape head is at B position. So here only at that position this is marked as 1, rest symbol is 0. Track 3 and track 4 plays a similar role for tape 2 of M. So here in tape 2, this represents the tape 2, and here the tape head position is at G position. So here it is in G position. So it is the tape head. So track 3 and 4 plays a similar role as in case of track 1 and 2 in case of tape 1. Okay, so the representation of a multi-step machine is similar like a single step machine as in case of offline Turing machine. The actual steps in the simulations are also much the same, the only difference being that there are more steps to consider. The outline given for the simulation of offline machine carries over to this case with minor modification and suggests a procedure by which the transition function del cap of M cap can be constructed from the transition function del of M. So in this case, the tape 1, this shows the tape 1 head position, tape 2 head position, and this is the reference point. So repeat for each state transition, return to the reference point, find the current symbol in tape 1, find the current symbol in tape 2, then it should make the transition. So when we claim that a Turing machine with multiple tape is no more powerful than a standard Turing machine, we are making a statement only about what can be done by this machine, particularly what language can be accepted. So the Turing machine, which can a standard Turing machine can perform, that also can be performed by the multi-tape Turing machine. Multi-tape Turing machine have the same power than that of the standard, same power as that of the standard Turing machine. So same power does not imply same speed. Suppose the language a to the power n, b to the power n. So this can be accepted by a Turing machine with one tape. Using a two-tape machine makes the job much easier. Assume that in a standard Turing machine, the time needed or acceptance time is n square. In case of the two-tape machine, it will be of the order of n. But why it will take, in case of the single tape, it will keep in square time, and in case of two-tape machine, it will be of the order of n. In case of standard Turing machine, to implement a to the power n, b to the power n, we need to go back and forth n square times. In previous class, we have already shown that implementing a to the power n and b to the power n, we need to go back and forth. We have replaced a by x, we have replaced b by y and go back and forth. So it has to go back and forth n square times. Now, if we want to implement two-tape machine, we have to copy b to the power n to tape 2 and we leave a to the power n on tape 1. Then compare tape 1 with tape 2. So each time when it will need to copy b to the power n to tape 2, it will need n steps. When it should leave a to the power n on tape 1, it also need n steps. Now for comparing with tape 1 and tape 2 also needs n steps. So the total time required will be of the order of n. But in the previous cases, it will be the order of n square. So though the power of the standard Turing machine and multi-tape Turing machine are same, but the time is different. So now we shall discuss about the multi-dimensional Turing machine. A multi-dimensional Turing machine is one in which the tape can be viewed as extending infinitely in more than one dimensions. So here basically we have shown the two-dimensional Turing machine. Now the transition function for the multi-dimensional Turing machine, and basically we are defining the two-dimensional Turing machine, how we can define the transition function. So this is the transition function of a two-dimensional Turing machine. Here U and D specify the movement of read-write head either by up or down. So U denotes the up and D denotes the down, and L or R represents the left and right move respectively. So to simulate this machine on a standard Turing machine, we can use the two-track model. Okay. So first of all, we want to discuss about the two-dimensional tape. So here B is in cell -2, +2 -1 in this position. So the cell position and this position represented by +2 -1 which contains B. The two-track tape of the simulating machine will use one track to store cell contents and other one to keep associate address. So in one cases the address will be there, and in other case actually the input will be there. So the two track is needed for implementation of this. So store the symbol in track 1 and store the coordinates in track 2. Multidimensional machine has the same power as the standard Turing machine. So let us assume that at the start of the simulation of each move, the read-write head of the two-dimensional machine M and the read-write head of the simulating machine M cap are always on corresponding cells. To simulate a move, the simulating machine M cap first computes the address of the cell to which M is to move. Using the two-dimensional address scheme, this is a simple computation. Once the address is computed, MCAP finds the cell with which this address on track 2 and then changes the cell contents to account for the move of M. Again, given M, there is a straightforward construction of MCAP. So the multidimensional machine also have the same power as the standard Turing machine. Now we will discuss about the non-deterministic Turing machine. So this is the property of non-deterministic machine. So this is basically the non-deterministic choice. After reading A, if it write B, it can move left and reach to Q2 state from Q1 state. Similarly, after reading A, it will write C and move right, and it will reach to Q3 state from Q1 state. So this is the condition for the non-deterministic one. So it was basically in Q1 state, so it can read A and it can reach either Q2 and Q3 by writing either B or C and moving either left or right. So this is the non-deterministic choice. So in case of non-determinism, there may be two paths or more paths at the time of computation. So suppose this is the case for time 0. This was the case of the Turing machine head, then in case of choice 1, it will be in Q2 state, it will reach to the blank symbol, and in case of Q3 state, it will reach to B symbol. Because while reading A, it will write B here and move left. So the tape head will move to the blank position when it will be the first choice. And in case of the second, it will write C here and move right. So write C here and move right. So this is the choice 2. So there may be two choices, and this is the property of non-determinism. Now, non-deterministic machine simulates standard or deterministic machine. Every deterministic machine is also a non-deterministic machine. Deterministic machines simulate the non-deterministic machine, and the deterministic machine keeps track of all possible computations. So what are the possible computation? In the previous case, this is one possible computation, this is another case. So in this case, if we denote the non-deterministic choice like this may be an example of computation 1. Similarly, if it reach from Q1 to Q2 to Q5 to Q7, it may be a choice. So it can be a computation 2. Similarly, if it reach from Q1 to Q2, then Q5 to Q6, it can be another computation. And in case of Q1 to Q3 direct, it can be another computation. So there can be more than one computation for non-deterministic choice. So in case of deterministic machine, it will keep track of all possible computation. So it will stores the computation in basically a two-dimensional tip. Now this is the computation 1. This is the case that this is the computation 1. Now the transition function for the non-deterministic can be defined as this, and that in case of standard Turing machine it will be defined like this. So here we have used the power setup Q. Okay, so this is the basic difference in case of the non-deterministic and deterministic in the defining of transition function. Our other definition will be same. So as always, when non-determinism is involved, the range of Dale is a set of possible transition. So here there is a set of possible transition, any of which can be chosen by the machine. Since it is not clear what role non-determinism plays in computing functions, non-deterministic automata are usually viewed as acceptors. A non-deterministic Turing machine is said to accept any string W in any possible sequence of moves, such that if we write that in case of Q0, if we write the transition, any possible transition, it can be this, it can be this. So any possible transition can be accepted by the Turing machine. So this is the example for computation 1, and this is the example for computation 2. Both can be accepted. Execute in case of this case, execute a step in each computation. If there are two or more choices in current computation, then replicate the configuration, change the states in the replica. So in this previous case, we have basically changed the state. Now the non-deterministic machine have the same power as the deterministic one. To show that the non-deterministic Turing machine is no more powerful than a deterministic one, we need to provide a deterministic equivalent of the non-deterministic that we have already discussed. In previous slide, we have already shown how a machine of deterministic one can be implemented, and that can implement the power of the non-deterministic, that can make the computation of the like the non-deterministic machine can do. So the non-deterministic A non-determinism can be viewed as a deterministic backtracking algorithm, and a deterministic machine can simulate a non-deterministic one as long as it can handle the bookkeeping involved in the backtracking. Okay, so backtracking is needed in case of the in this case. So when more than one move is possible, the machine produces as many replicas as needed and gives each replica the task of carrying out one of the alternatives. The simulation of the deterministic machine takes exponential time needed by the non-deterministic machine. To view the non-determinism may seem particularly non-deterministic, unlimited replication is certainly not within the power of present-day computers. Okay, so consider a Turing machine with a two-dimensional tape. Each pair of horizontal tracks represent one machine. The top track containing the machine state, the bottom one for indicating its internal states, and the position of the read-write head. Whenever a new machine is to be created, two new tracks are started with an appropriate information. The simulating machine searches all active tracks. They are bracketed with a special markers so can always be found. So in this case, always there will be the special markers to for denoting the same. So in case of computation 1, this is the computation for time one from Q1 to Q2 state. So this is the computation for Q1 to Q3 state, and that is the deterministic machine which can implement both the computation. So in case of deterministic one, it will take the exponential time. In case of deterministic machine, it takes the exponential of time needed by the non-deterministic one. So we can say that the class of deterministic Turing machine and the class of non-deterministic Turing machines are equivalent. So in this class, we learned that the Turing machine, the different variants of the Turing machine. One is the multi-tip Turing machine. One is the offline Turing machine. Then we have discussed about the multi-dimensional Turing machine and the non-determinism property or non-deterministic Turing machine. Thank you.